Hi, hello students. My name is Rajesh Nalbalwar. Today we are going to see one topic. Uh, this is the first topic from the class 8th book. Rational number is there. This topic is also present in the scholarship syllabus also. That's why we will learn this properly. So first of all, see first of introduction part. Natural numbers. This introduction part all of you are learned in the previous standard also, so just do the overlook on that. Natural numbers, the numbers from 1 onwards, 1 2 3 and so on, are called natural numbers. We know that natural numbers are starts from 1. Some of the properties of natural numbers are given here. Number 1, for every natural number n there is a successor. हर एक नेचुरल नंबर के लिए उसका सक्सेडिंग नंबर होता है या उसके आगे नंबर होता है. वन इज़ द स्मॉलेस्ट नेचुरल नंबर. नेचुरल नंबर के सेट में वन जो है सबसे छोटा नेचुरल नंबर है. देर आर ओनली फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर्स बिटवीन टू नेचुरल नंबर्स. अगर हमने एक एग्जांपल लेके कौन से भी दो नेचुरल नंबर देखे तो उनके बीच में फाइनाइट नेचुरल नंबर्स होते हैं, यानी कि लिमिटेड रहते हैं. एवरी नेचुरल नंबर एक्सेप्ट वन कैन बी ऑब्टेन्ड बाय एडिंग वन टू द प्रीवियस नेचुरल नंबर. एक को छोड़ के अगर बाकी कौन से भी नेचुरल नंबर्स को हमने ऑब्जर्व किया तो वो पीछे वाले नेचुरल नंबर्स में वन ऐड करने के बाद मिलते हैं. For the natural number 1 there is no previous natural number. It means in short we can say that for every natural number there is a predecessor, but there is a no predecessor for 1. We cannot complete the counting of all natural numbers. It means that natural numbers are infinite. It mean again we can say that we can't say about the largest natural number. Okay, next, laws of rational numbers. Some of the laws or properties are given here, and the same property we are applying in this lesson to all types of numbers. So now just only for the natural numbers. If ABC are natural numbers, there are some properties we will check for the natural numbers. First one is a closure property. So in this chart it is given in short. Okay, so addition. If we add the two natural numbers we will get the natural number only. If we subtract two natural numbers, it is not necessary that we will get the natural number only. If we subtract greater number from the smaller one, then we will not get the natural number. It means 2 minus 5, it gives the minus 3, but minus 3 is not the natural number, so therefore subtraction is not closed for natural number, but addition is closed. Multiplication, uh, if the multiplication of two natural numbers is done, then we will get the natural numbers only. In the case of division also it is not possible. Division of two natural numbers is not the natural number. So for the closure property, in a summarized form we can say that natural numbers are closed under addition and multiplication, but not in subtraction and division. After that, commutative property. This second property, commutative, in this we are changing only the order of the number or sequence for performing the operation. Addition, if we are changing the order, then also we will get the same addition. In case of multiplication also same. If we change the multiplication of two numbers with a different order, it means 2 into 5 it gives a 10, and 5 into 2 again it gives a 10. But in a division and subtraction is not possible. We will not get the same answer if we change the their operation, their sequence. So that's why commutative law is true for addition and multiplication, not for subtraction and division. Associative law or associative property, here also same. Associative property is true for natural numbers only for addition and multiplication, not for the subtraction and division. Again, distributive law. In associative law, group of the numbers is changed. In a distributive law, distributive property of multiplication over addition and distributive property of multiplication or subtraction is shown here. So this both the properties are true for natural numbers. Existence of additive identity. If we add 0 in any natural number, we will get the same natural number. Therefore, 0 is called additive identity. Again, in the same case, existence of additive inverse. So if we want to find the additive inverse of any number, we just have to change the sign. It means when the addition of any two integer is 0, then they are called additive inverse of each other. Multiplicative inverse. When the multiplication of two natural numbers is 1, then they are called multiplicative inverse of each other. So if we want to find the multiplicative inverse of 7, then 1 by 7 is a multiplicative inverse because their multiplication is 1. After that, multiplicative identity is also same like that. 1 is a multiplicative identity because if we multiply 1 with any number, we will get the same number. So 1 is a multiplicative identity for natural numbers. Okay, now see the whole numbers. The natural numbers are along with a 0 forms the collection of whole numbers. We know that natural numbers are start from 1 and whole numbers are starts from 0. So all the previous properties for the natural numbers we have tried, that all should be with the whole numbers, and that are also same for whole numbers but little bit somewhat difference, so we will check that only. The number 0 is the first and the smallest whole number. There is a no last or greatest whole number. There is a infinitely many or uncountable numbers of whole numbers. All natural numbers are whole numbers. All the natural numbers are whole numbers, but all whole numbers are not a natural number because exceptional is a 0, because except 0 all others whole numbers are natural number, but 0 is not there. Again, now same properties for whole numbers also. Addition and multiplication is closer, but subtraction and division is not there. Commutative. Addition and multiplication is commutative, but subtraction and division is not commutative for whole number. In associative also same. Addition and multiplication is associative, but subtraction and division is not there. In a distributive also same case. In a distributive property of multiplication over and addition and subtraction is true for whole numbers. 0 is again additive identity. After that, multiplicative identity. 1 is multiplicative identity for whole numbers also. For integers, the collection of whole numbers and negative of whole numbers together are called integers. We know that in integers all the positive numbers, negative numbers and zeros are there. So now properties of integer. So here so many properties are given here. 0 is the neither negative integer nor a positive integer. It does not have a sign. We can say that it is a neutral. There are no smallest or greatest integer. We can't find the smallest integer and greatest integer. Negative integers are smaller than positive integer. Always negative integers are smaller than positive integers, and 0 also. There are many infinitely or uncountable integers. All natural numbers and whole numbers are integers. All integers are not natural number and whole numbers. Multiplication of positive and negative integers is negative. Multiplication of two positive integers is positive. These are the sign rule for the multiplication of integers. In short, we can keep in or remember in mind, if the signs are same, product is positive, and if the signs are different, product is negative. After that, laws. Here little bit difference. Addition, multiplication and subtraction, these three properties are closed, these three operations are closed for the integer, but subtraction is not there in the other uh, systems, but it is in the integers is there, because when we make the subtraction of integers, we will get the integer only, even though it is a negative, but it is an integer. In a commutative, same, only addition and multiplication is commutative, others is not. Associative also same, distributive property also same for all, and additive identity is 0, multiplicative identity is 1. Now come to the uh, our topic. This is before this, whatever we have seen, that exactly overview of the properties, which properties we are applying for the rational number and what is a comparison between them, you can understand. That's why it is seen. Now see, rational numbers, a number which can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not is equal to 0, is called a rational number. Means जो भी नंबर है जिसको हम न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं उनको रैशनल नंबर कहा जाता है, और जहाँ पे डिनोमिनेटर ज़ीरो नहीं होता है। डेफिनेशन देखने के बाद हो सकता है आप बोल सकते हैं कि फ्रैक्शनल नंबर्स की भी डेफिनेशन सेम टाइप की आती है। सो व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रैशनल नंबर्स एंड फ्रैक्शनल नंबर? Difference is that rational number might be less than 0, but whole numbers are not less than 0. Means rational numbers may be negative, but whole numbers are not. So properties of rational number: all whole numbers, integers and natural numbers are rational numbers. So this is a little bit big set is there, which contains all natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. All rational numbers are not whole numbers, integers and natural number. These are terminating decimal expansions or non-terminating recurring decimal expansion. Whenever we will get the time, we will get the we will see complete video on this another topic, terminating decimal expansion and non-terminating recurring decimal expansion. Now little only keep in mind, rational terminating decimal expansions are also rational numbers, and non-terminating but recurring decimal expansions are rational number. If it is non-terminating and non-recurring, that time that numbers are called irrational numbers. There are infinitely many rational numbers between two rational numbers. In between the two rational number, infinite number of rational number. Sometime in an exam came find the five rational numbers in between the two rational number. That time some process is there, and by applying that method we can find the single rational number or many more rational number between the two rational number. We will see again in a little later part. 0 is also a rational number. 0 is also rational number because we can write the 0 in a numerator and denominator form, even though it is not looking anything in the denominator, but we have to consider that uh, in the denominator 1 is there. If we put the in a denominator 1, then there also it will not change the value of the any number. After that, laws of rational number, that same property we will try to apply on the rational number. Addition of two rational number is rational number. Subtraction of two rational number is against rational number. Multiplication is also rational number, but the division is need not be a rational number. When it is happen, only one situation is there. If you divide any number by the 0, then it will not give the rational number. So that's why division is need not be a rational number. Or we can say that some of the divisions are there where the terminating division is not there, and again recurring is not there. That time that numbers are not rational numbers. Again, commutative law, same. Even though we are changing the order of the two rational number, then also we will get the addition and multiplication is the same, but we are not get the subtraction and division is same. That's why subtraction and division is not commutative for a rational number. associative law. Addition and multiplication is associative. Just whenever you are listen the word as a properties for the numbers, so you should be remember that when closure is there, uh, when addition of that number or operation of that number should be the same number. In a commutative, just keep in mind, only we have to change the order. In a associative, we have to change the group. And in a distributive property, distribute the number to all the terms in the bracket. So now, as in associative law, addition, now here we are changing the order. Here first of all we are adding the two rational number, next two rational number, and then addition or result is added to the first one. And even though if we have done the addition of two rational numbers and then adding to the third number, then also we are getting the same answer. That's why addition and multiplication is associative for rational number, but subtraction and division is not there. Distributive law, that is also same for all. uh, Distributive property of multiplication over addition and subtraction is true for a rational number. Additive identity is 0, multiplicative identity is 1. Additive inverse, only we will get the additive inverse of every rational number just by changing the sign. In a multiplicative inverse, we have to swap it just by making numerator as a denominator and denominator as a numerator. Sometimes multiplicative inverse is also called a reciprocal, which is given in a bracket. Here some of the examples are given, we can solve that. Here see, we will take one example. This example 5 is there. 5 by 6 plus minus 4 by 9. What it shows, how to perform the operations on rational number. So this is a addition of rational number. One is a 5 by 6 and another is a minus 4 by 9. So here plus or minus, so it becomes plus or minus minus, but they have done with a different method. So what they have done, they are taking a negative number in the first, minus 4 by 9 plus 5 by 6. Okay, sorry, they are checking the commutative property here, 5 by 6 plus minus 4 by 9, and here order make change. So can we get the answer same? We will see 5 by 6 plus minus 4 by 9, plus minus minus is there, and first of all they are making that their denominators are same. So for the first rational number they are multiplied by the 3, and for the second rational number multiplied by the 2. So we got the 15 by 18 plus minus 8 by 18, and answer is a 7 by 18. Again, after changing their order, if it is taken minus 4 by 9 plus 5 by 6, then also finally we got the answer as a 7 by 18. That's why we can say that this commutative property is checked here. Now see, a representation of rational numbers on a number line. Previously in the last classes also we have seen different types of natural numbers, whole numbers and integers we have shown on the number line. In that same way, rational numbers are also shown on the number line. But which steps we have to follow? See here. Step 1, draw a line and mark a point 0 on it to represent 0, or this is a point O on it to represent as a 0. And we know that right side of 0 all the positive numbers are there, and the left hand side all the negative numbers are there. After that, mark points at equal distances on the left and right side of 0 such that distance between two adjacent points is a 1 unit. Just consider the distance is a 1 unit and point or plot the points. Then divide the unit into equal parts such that distance between the parts is equal to the denominator of a rational number. So make a same number of parts of the single unit as given in the, or which numbers we have to show on the number line. The numerator tells how many of these parts are considered. Now see one example. Represent 5 by 3 and minus 5 by 3 on the number line. Here denominators are same, so there is no need to make the denominator same, but they are doing in a mixed fraction. So 3 ones are 3 plus 2 by 3. One integer 2 by 3 is there, and minus one integer 2 by 3 is there. In order to represent a 5 by 3 on the number line, we draw a number line and mark a point O on it to represent a 0. See, this is a point O is there where it represent by the 0. Then uh, step 2, since one integer 2 by 3 and minus one integer 2 by 3 lies between 1 and 2 and minus 1 and 2, so we are making how many parts? We just have to make the 3 parts of it, because denominator is the 3 there. So there is one unit making a 3 parts of one unit. So this from 0, minus 1 and minus 2, so they are making minus 1 to minus 2. This is a one unit, but they are making a 3 parts of that. This is one unit, second, 3. These 3 parts are making, okay. And after that, since the numerator is a 2, then mark second point on the parts. P and Q are the required points. See, P and Q are the required points. In this way we can plot the numbers or rational numbers on the uh, number line. After that, rational number between two rational number. So many times questions are come in the exam to find the two rational numbers or specific number of rational number between the two rational numbers. So how to find it? There are two methods are there. First method is we can find only one rational number, means to find only one rational number we can use the method 1, or if we want to find many more rational number between the two rational number, we can use the second method. To find the first one rational number, that is a method like we have to find the average. See the method 1. So whatever the two rational numbers are given, we just have to add that two rational numbers and divide by the 2. So this is the first rational number and second rational number. After adding that and divide by 2, then we will get the middlemost rational number in between them. So this is a method for finding one rational number. Again, if you have to perform the same process for the finding rational number and starting one, then also in between them you will get, suppose here you have find here uh, first rational number a plus b upon 2, you will get the first one rational number. Again, this q1 is a rational number between a and b, and q2 is equal to a plus q1, means given rational number and determined rational number, again add and divided by 2, then again you will get the second rational number. In this way, if you perform the same process until you find whatever number of rational number, then also you get the answer like this. But this is a somewhat long process. But if we want to find the many rational number, we can use the simple method. So which is that second method is there. If we if you want to find the many rational number, that time we just have to make their denominators same. You will see this. See, here question is given, give three rational numbers lying between 1 by 3 and 1 by 2. So at this time what we have to do, see, this is the second method. Make the denominator equal by multiplying 2 and 3. See, the first rational number is a 1 by 3. After multiplying by the 2 in the numerator and denominator, we will get the 2 by 6. And again 1 by 2, that is multiplied by the 3, it will give the 3 by 6. Now the denominators of two rational numbers are same, 2 by 6 and 3 by 6. But in between 2 by 6 and 3 by 6, there is a no rational number. So that time what we have to do, so how many number of rational numbers we have to find? So we just multiplied by increasing 1, means here we want to find the three rational number, so we have just multiplied by the 4. See here, to insert a three rational number, we multiply the numerator and denominator by such a number so that difference between the numerators is at least 3. Multiply the numerator and denominator of both fractions by 4, we get 8 by 24 and 12 by 24. In the numerator also multiply and in the denominator, because their value will not be changed. it will do left same. Hence the required three rational numbers are, so now 8 by 24 and 12 by 24, in between 9 by 12, 10 by 12 and 11 by 12. So in this way we will get the rational numbers, but it is a print mistake little bit, so it gives the 9 by 24, 10 by 24 and 11 by 24. Now, so this is all things in the rational number lesson we have learned. So now you are ready to solve the questions on this basis. So I have given here one worksheet for you. In this worksheet, this is a multiple choice questions are there, but you have to make one notebook for this, or solve these questions on your notebook thoroughly, and then tick on the answers. So see, total 30 questions are here. You try these questions, and afterward I will give the answers for this worksheet I will provide in the PDF form to you along with the video. So whatever we have this lesson rational number, I told that it is comes in a different, so uh, board also there, in a state board also this lesson is there, and in a CBSE NCERT textbook also there. So don't make it a confusion ki we are learning in a different school, we are having a different publication book, and this lesson is not there in our lesson. So whatever might be the school or whatever might be the book of your school, don't make it a tension, because the lesson or concept is the same in all the books. So it only the difference is what it might be the downside, or might be in a second term or a first term, but the lesson is there in your syllabus. See, now this is a Oxford the Global, or some of the schools are using this type of publication book whose name is a Mathswiz. So in this book also that lesson is there. Again there is a Maths Wisdom book is there. In this book also that lesson is there. So don't take attention of different types of publication book, but the lesson is there, might be the in a index it is in a upside or downside. See, this is a NCERT textbook it there. In the NCERT textbook first lesson is there rational number. See, in this textbook rational number is given. So whatever we up till now I have explained to you, that all things are there in your textbook, and for solving purpose in your textbook also some exercise are given, you can try that. See, this exercise 1.1, much more questions are there here, near about 2 or 3 exercises are there. You can solve that questions on the from the exercise, and if you are having a doubt you can share on the group. So again same lesson is there in a state board also. See, this is a textbook. See, this is a textbook of state board, Maharashtra state board. In this textbook also first lesson is a, see, first lesson rational number and irrational numbers. It is a somewhat part of irrational number also came in this lesson. That one also we will see in the next video. You just now study of the rational numbers. See, this is also given, all things are there in a rational number. So you learn this topic, see the video, and whatever the worksheets given to you, solve that properly, and stay in touch, and whatever you are having a doubt, that will be shared. So thank you and all the best.